heard it said that if you want to start a blog, you've got to start somewhere. So let's start with education, shall we? Because I've been an educator for 17 years, going on 18. And this year's going to be different than all my other previous years. The reason for that is something is happening. Now, the last 2 years, ChatGPT has been a thing, right? All these AI resources. We are accessing them as teachers. Students are accessing them all the time. Parents are worried, and administrators are scratching their heads. And what's going on, specifically, is that everyone's wondering, how do we harness this energy rather than trying to suppress it? Now, my particular school district, they have been trying to suppress it, but they know they can't do it. And so we are using Copilot, and that is to help the students. Now, let me ask you a question. What do you think should happen with ChatGPT or any of those AI resources? Should it be lost in space? Should we ignore them? And I say no. Last year, I had my students use a variety of AI resources that they could access, including Google. Now we've got it, right? Google, Meta, Copilot. All of these are basically Google. Let's think about that. Now, I know, Microsoft is Copilot. ChatGPT is actually Microsoft. Don't let that sink in for a second. ChatGPT is running on Microsoft servers. Surprised? Oh, I wouldn't be. Microsoft has a huge investment in this realm of computing. So, I said, hey, you know what? If you're going to access information, if this is what you're going to do, then you can use Google, you can use anything you want to. But if you write something, if you create something, you can't use those as resources. Now that runs into a lot of trouble. I'm going to tell you 3 things that I worry about. And then what am I going to do differently this time? So my 17 years of teaching went from only computers when we went to the library or had a cow, computer cart that we would push around or we'd borrow from the library. And that was okay. That was great. Kids loved it. Whatever. They didn't take care of them. The batteries were dying. It was terrible. Let's be honest. Okay. Then there was a 1-to-1. One of my school districts early school districts that I worked for, we had 1-to-1, and that was in middle school actually, and it was Apple. Not iPads, but Apple laptops. So in the Apple laptop realm, we didn't have AI. We had Google or whatever, or app, or probably it was Safari. But as time went on in other places I've worked in, we've all come up to the same conclusion, which is that 1-to-1, one computer, one student, is kind of the way it should be, right? Now I know parents feel like since the computers have come in, depending upon the age of the parent, mind you can see that I've been around for a couple years, they like the kids to have computers. Maybe they can't afford them, maybe no one has internet at home, who knows? Depending upon your school district, it all depends on how that works. By the way, please ignore that. I'm fixing that. So you're in my kitchen, so I apologize if it offends anyone. This is the real deal. I'm a school teacher. What do you want? I don't mean to be snotty, but we don't make a lot of money, so you deal with what you have, right? So now this year, here it is. Here's the deal. Here is the fun part, right? So I've had discussions over this possibility, and I think I'm going to try to employ it. Now, here it is. They can use whatever AI they wish to use to do their research, right? Google is really AI, let's be honest. Like the Google search bar, come on now. Google is how old? 30 years old? Something like that? I mean, crazy. Google. Is that right? Something like that. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. So now, if this is the case, then we can look at it as research. Go to a library. Librarians do not hide books that they don't want the students to have, do they? Maybe they do. I don't know. It's another topic. But I mean, they don't, you go to a library, it should be open source for everyone. So should all this AI material. But the way that we take care of assessing the knowledge the student has is going to have to be either an oral exam, or they're going to have to synthesize something in some kind of not a project, but in understanding either with a quiz that they can't use AI for, or a test they can't use AI for. But projects are out the window. I think, this is my impression, I think that it is possible that you could have students do a project, either a lone wolf, which is what I would have done, not with other people, or it can be a group project. Then have that group present in front of a panel of students. The students all get sheets. They figure out, have what questions you want to ask about the subject matter. And then with that subject matter, if the student doesn't know the subject matter, they can rate them from 0 to 10, right? 10 being 100, 0 being they don't have any idea what's going on. And the students assess the presentation. So it's not an AI thing, it is a knowledge-based thing. So once the students know what's going on, then they can use it. Let's use AI as a tool. Let's not be afraid of it. Let's consider the fact that it is here, whether we like it or not. As educators, students, parents, faculty, administration, superintendents all have to kind of come to grips with this whole thing. In my school district, we have Copilot. And I will tell you that it's an extremely helpful resource. It is not the be-all, end-all, but it certainly fills out the kinks. Remember when you were in college. Remember when you went to the library. Late at night, I did this. Late at night, you're in the stacks, and if you're old like me, you probably had microfilm and microfiche. If you're not old like me, you just got on the computer that was and then maybe it had database that was there that you could use. This is the same thing, but it's more convenient. It's 2025, you know? So let the students figure out what the heck they're looking for. Give them enough time to do the work, but not to waste time, and assess them in an entirely different way. Oral presentations, that's fine. A panel of experts, that's better. Anyway, please like and subscribe. I will have links to things if you're interested in AI things that I've collected from other people. I have lessons also, so let me know. All right, you have a great day. And this is my first one, so how'd I do? Please be kind.